crazy. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. Mercato is crazy tonight. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la. Mercato is crazy. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. Mercato is crazy tonight. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. Is this a breaking news, but a news that we all expected? No surprise, like Nico Schira would say, no surprise and confirmed. We know it since a while. Cristiano Giuntoli and Juventus, it's official, the end of a relationship that was planned to be 5 years at least, and that stops after 2 seasons. Again, not a surprise, we know it. Today we will announce it officially also here on the channel, and on top of that we'll go through the 2 seasons of Cristiano Giuntoli. What does he leave? Because that's a big question. What does he leave to Juventus Football Club? What did he do well? What not? What are the regrets? What can we blame Cristiano Giuntoli? Today you will probably expect a Beppe that would have started the live dancing or smiling or happy or celebrating. No, I'm not celebrating when people that are working for Juve are saying goodbye to Juve. I don't, because it means that it failed. And not only the individual failed, and according to me he failed big, but he failed to deliver what we were expecting. It means Juventus back to the top, a winning Juventus. And when we stop like that with a coach, with a manager, more than with players. Players, they come, they go massively with a lot of quantity, so we are used to this. But especially people that are there in the high management, it means that we failed altogether, and it's never good news. It's never good news because we are here again now with already a general director with different responsibility that has already been announced by the clubs, and that will officially start tomorrow. We are back at square one with a new structure. It's not only a one-on-one replacement, but with a total new structure that today we all hope that it will be well, that it will go well, but we have absolutely no idea. The one that is telling me we are sure that it will work with Comoli, I will not believe it. Like I will not believe the one that will tell me we are sure that it will be a disaster. We don't know. We don't know, and the only thing that we can do is hope for the best. Hope for the best for Damian Comoli and especially for Juventus Football Club. So let me say hello to the people that are here in the chat together with us before going and reading the statement that I already read twice. With the experience that I have, I read a lot of these kinds of statements. I can tell you that this one is not the most warm one. We'll go through it in a second. The first one that was writing in the channel is Matthew. Buongiorno Matthew. Ciao Fibix. Ciao Seraz with Giuntoli. Ciao Ben the Goose. Ciao Ahmad Sashko is there as well in the chat. We have Giovanni G, Ahmed Sako, Seraz, always the same present. Zero delays. Ciao Bel. Ciao Grande. Ciao to Marcello, to Stefan Marin. Sasha is there, so that means that we can start with the live. Ciao Sankadip, Bogdan is there, Kvazer, Gio847, ciao Aziru. Ciao Aziru, looks like Azzurri, but it is Aziru, difficult to pronounce. Ciao Don Simon, ciao Las, ciao a tutti. Ciao Mufid, ciao Ibrahim Al-Qasim. Ibrahim, Simone Inzaghi to Al Hilal. That's also something that we need to speak about, of course. We will go also to the breaking news of today, Simone Inzaghi, that after the meeting in the headquarters of Inter Milan, decided to not continue with them. But that will be in the second stage. Ciao Aman, 43 mesi, 43 months, 43 mois. Mamma mia, that's a lot. That's really a lot. Thank you, my friend. Really, really, really appreciate it. You know how much I appreciate it. I think that I sent you a message yesterday. I don't know if you already replied on it or not. I'm not sure. I need to check if I received the reply. Sometimes I take off the notifications from Telegram, so I need to pay attention for if you replied or not. At the moment, we are, and you know that I love to start with that. We are with how much? We are with 38,226 Juventini of the world here on the channel. Thank you. Thank you for the massive support from all of you, like Aman, but also to everyone that is just taking a minute in their life to be here to just say, hello, Beppe. We trust you when you are going with these lives, these unpredicted lives. One thing that we knew is that today would have been the day of Cristiano Giuntoli. That's something that I anticipated already, because if you have a official start date of Damien Comolli that is on Wednesday the 4th, I was sure that it was impossible to have a multi-role for a few days, even if Cristiano is not anymore in Torino. He didn't start the week in Torino. They just had to finalize and finding a signature, and you will see what they are saying. So if we go towards the official statement here, quite cold immediately. Club statement, Cristiano Giuntoli. Club statement, Cristiano Giuntoli. Just want to compare with how they announced on Sunday the first word, because then of course you need to click and go into the news. Wait, I went a bit too fast, I believe. When was it that they announced? Of course, we need to speak about Dusan Vlahovic, about Colomwani, about the missions of Comolli. So we have a few things to speak about. You see here, Damien Comolli is the new general manager of Juventus. And then you had a really long text that we went through a few days ago. It was on Sunday. Here, there is not even an announcement immediately. You really need to click to understand. Club statement, Cristiano Giuntoli. And when you are going and reading, it's two sentences. Juventus and Cristiano Giuntoli announced that they have mutually agreed to the termination of his employment contract. The decision was based on a joint assessment of future perspectives and mutual priorities. There is not even a thank you. So the first question that I want to ask you, while I'm saying thank you to Kanan, thank you, my friend, for 34 months, really, really appreciate it, is do you think that Juventus had to at least go with a thank you or not? Yeah, I know. The press release, we will read it later. Because if you are going to the press release, they don't speak much more about Calvo at all. So it's exactly the same, but then they are adding something about Francesco Calvo, but that's something for later. So let me see what you're thinking. Yes, no for Husem La Juve. Of course, no. Yes, no. Yes, maybe. No, but you need to choose in life. You need to choose. Yes, in terms of being respectful. Thanks for nothing. For Joseph, no. Should have said thank you. Yes, no way. Yes, keep a bit of class. Look, guys, I will tell you that probably thank you for the 2 years of collaboration would have been correct. I don't think that Cristiano Giuntoli did something significant for us to say thank you. I don't think so in the 2 years. But in terms of keeping your statue, I think you should have. On the other side, sometimes I go with life, sometimes karma. I remember that extremely cold, really cold statement when we said goodbye to Massimiliano Allegri. That was management and decided by Cristiano Giuntoli to go with that statement that was extremely cold without thank you for all what he did. In a way, if you're Juve, you should have gone over that and still saying thank you for the 2 years of collaboration. We wish you the best for your future. How do they say? Endeavors. I don't know the words that they use usually in these beautiful letters, or a journey for your journey, for your next adventures, whatever. But it's true that in a way there is a little part of me that is saying I would have written it, that the thank you and success for the future. But in a way, I say that sometimes karma hits. Sometimes karma hits a lot, because I remember really well the statement of Allegri, and I remember that when we were speaking about it, about that cold statement for Max Allegri, where a lot of people were not going through, were not seeing more of it, and a lot of people were celebrating, I told you, attenzione, because that's something that I rarely saw at Juve. If not, I never saw at Juve. That cold statement. Of course, it was a bizarre situation, but that was a personal revenge of Cristiano Giuntoli that I didn't appreciate at all. So I think that, yeah, there is a part of karma to not receive a thank you. Then, guys, honestly, I thought about it because I prepared myself a bit. Can I really find things where today I need to say thank you to Cristiano Giuntoli? At today, no. I have extremely a lot of difficulties to find some things to say, okay, he has been 2 years at the club, look at what he left. Look, this at least is something that I want to say, wow, well done. It's difficult for me, yeah? It's really difficult for me to find if you're really taking the balance. Then for the people who are saying, Beppe, you were a supporter of Cristiano Giuntoli. Yeah, of course, I believed in Cristiano Giuntoli. That's why it even hits more. Of course. Then don't forget, guys, that believing in someone and hoping that things are going well is one thing. Managing someone and being there day to day to tell him pay attention, because that's not what I expected to you, and telling face to face and asking him as he's responsible to change something is something totally different. So don't put on me the blame that Cristiano Giuntoli failed. Please don't do that, because you will be totally wrong. I'm not responsible for the failures of Cristiano Giuntoli, that are a lot at Juventus. So blame who you want. Blame Elkan, blame Scanavino, blame Ferrero, because these were his bosses. Don't blame me. Don't blame me. That's what I wanted to tell you. Then did I hope? Yes. Did I believe? Yes. Did we fail massively? Yes. Did I give up on Cristiano Giuntoli since long? You know it. Absolutely yes. Tinci, 35 months. Thank you, my friend Beppe. Should we keep Tudor for another season? It's something that we already discussed yesterday, that we discussed the day before and the day before. And I didn't change my mind on that one. I don't know. I really don't know. I think that the damages in an image point of view has already been done by Juventus, and that's our responsibility for Tudor in looking for 1, 2, 3 other coaches instead of immediately confirming him. I just want one thing, clarity, that has to happen before the Club World Cup. I don't know if we will really have clarity before the World Cup. I hope yes. And that clarity should be, yes, this is our coach. You heard about voices. It's true. But Tudor knew about it, that we would look for other alternatives. But he is a valid coach that we believe in, and we continue with him. One statement, or no, it is not the coach that we want, because we have other ideas in mind. We thank him for everything that he did, because it was not easy, and he will be forever a legend of Juve, and we will be forever grateful for him because he made sure that our future is looking a bit better than if we didn't qualify to Champions League. But unfortunately, or fortunately, we have other opinions. Whatever, one or the other, but we need to take a decision about that. I want to answer the comment of Julian Dos Santos that said, Beppe, you called him a predator, so it must be your fault. I just want to, but I said it already, yeah? According to me, it was not something wrong to call him a predator, because what does a predator do? I will be shorter than what I did last time because I explained it a bit too long. I will try to be a bit shorter. A predator, he sees his prey, he goes for it, and he takes his prey without leaving it, and then he eats his prey. I believe that Cristiano Giuntoli did that with Cope Manners. Since the beginning, he had that objective in mind, and at the end, he brings Cope Manners. He had an objective that was Douglas Luiz, and when he was about to flop, he went and he was able to take Douglas Luiz with a really creative solution in extremely short time. He had these kind of objectives where he went and he got the one that he wanted. I speak about the summer because it's in the summer that I spoke about that. No, I know, it's ironic. But I think that this was, of course, an exaggeration, a funny thing, where he didn't do wrong in these ones. Then, of course, if the prey is toxic, then it's not my fault. Then it's not my fault. He should have paid attention a bit more. But no, in terms of that, I continue to say that last summer, we know it. Last summer, Cristiano Giuntoli has been celebrated. People were except of a few that were saying we don't believe in Cristiano Giuntoli. Credits to them because they were correct. Except of a few, the majority of Juventini, they were happy with the mercato that we did last summer, even if there were already some question marks about timing, about money spent, and especially now it's easy to say. Now, but I will come back on that later, of course, when we'll go towards what he did well and what he did wrong. SSS, thank you, my friend, for a donation. No, the damage he made will really take long to recover from a financial perspective, as well as the players be brought, and we need to live with. That's what I am really scared about, because we did a total makeover from Juve A that had to be actually reinforced, and in changing everything, in going to another Juve, it's a total different Juve, and not even happy about it. He continued the makeover in January, where today it's true that we will have some players that we pray today. We pray today that a Cope Manners can be back at the level of his Atalanta period, because if yes, guys, we'll win a player. If yes. The problem is that Nico Gonzalez. What is the Nico Gonzalez? The Nico Gonzalez of a few games where we saw a beautiful thing? Or is it the Nico Gonzalez of the bad days? Or if it's the Nico Gonzalez that is able to give us only flashes of Nico Gonzalez? 38 million euros spent, if I'm not wrong, is too much. And that's what we said in the beginning of the season immediately. That's what we said. So, yeah, there will be damages. Speaking about the Lloyd Kelly damages, speaking about the fact that there are no youth players anymore to sell, especially not for the price that we were selling or that we sold the last ones, because that youth academy, honestly, if we are looking at all the players that has been sold, I believe that Soule has been sold for a correct price. But then if we are looking at the Barrenechea, it's not there anymore. But would he have played at Juve? No. Ealing Jr., would he have played at Juve? No. Miretti has not been sold. Miretti will come back, so there is no option. There is nothing. He's not a Genoa player. He's a Juve player. So the youth has been sold. The big, huge mistake, of course, and that will be a big topic, is Dean Huijsen. But except of Dean Huijsen, it's true that the other players, But I'm just trying to think about other names. I don't even remember them, just to tell you that it's true that they were not really essential to Juve. But when you are going with a big makeover in selling all of them, well, today you don't have any anymore to sell, and that can be a real problem. It's true that today we have, I believe, a Giuntoli that made more damages and that we will have difficulties to recover from. Or you go with a coach that can be Tudor, can be another one that can really be able to do something with what we have, with some reinforcements, of course, on the mercato. Nor, thank you, my friend, 41 months, mamma mia. Good afternoon, Beppe. I just hope for the bright lights will start shining again on our beloved Juve. In my opinion, I don't think we should say thanks. Thank you for your opinion, my friend. Look, I hope as well, like I believe every single Juventino is hoping for the best for Juve. I tell you that yesterday people asked me, Beppe, how confident are you from 0 to 10? I said 2. 2 on 10. Because it's true that we announced now Comoli that will start tomorrow. I was really waiting for that statement of Cristiano Giuntoli. Even if we all knew it, it was important that it was black on white. So Cristiano Giuntoli out. Francesco Calvo, let's read also the last few lines, maybe for the people that did not know. The company also confirms that Francesco Calvo has resigned. We knew Monblano anticipated everyone on that one, and Monblano anticipated everyone on Cristiano Giuntoli. So from the 16th of June, he will not be any longer the managing director, revenue and institutional relationship, to pursue a new professional project that will be at Aston Villa. As of today, based on the information available to the company, Cristiano Giuntoli and Francesco Calvo do not hold any Juventus shares. They are obliged, because we are a public company, to announce these ones as well. No, for Fagioli, I'm happy, guys. For Fagioli, I'm happy. That's maybe for Fagioli one of the things that I said, okay, good that we did it. Not for Fagioli technically, but we already discussed about it. But Fagioli, that if they didn't qualify Fiorentina, they would not even have kept Nicolo Fagioli. We know that Fagioli has bigger problems than only thinking about the field. We know it. Is it a pity? Yes, but this is something that I am not responsible for. Amir, thank you, Amir. People who we hire should know the scale and the scope of the work. Just because Napoli benefited from Giuntoli, it doesn't mean he can work out at Juve. It's totally correct. I will continue to say, I don't believe that Cristiano Giuntoli was a mistake from Elkan. Because if you're thinking about it, John Elkan, when we were really in trouble, what did he do? He went for a board of members that were lawyers and were accountant. And they had one mission. It was saving Juventus to not go in second division, to not be further punished of that Plusvalenza case and all the drama that happened, something that they did with the priority that was just there. And then in a second phase, a sporting side. And he identified the best one available it was not even available, but the best one on the market, that was Cristiano Giuntoli. It was true. He was the trendy name. He was the best one. And he went for him. The problem is that probably Elkan thought that with the best one on the market at that moment, because, Globe Soccer Award, Golden Boy, I was there, sitting there in that room. I saw him receiving these trophies. So you cannot say that he was a loser, that he was bad. No. The trophies were saying that he was the best one on European level at that moment. The problem that I believe that John Elkan did was entrusting one man only, and actually believing and giving the keys of Juve to one man only, to tell him, here are the keys, manage Juve from a sporting side, because the other part is managed by Scannavino, by Calvo, and by Ferrero. You don't need to even manage about the commercial side, about the marketing side, about the law suitcase, sporting side. First team, men, you go for it full power, it's you. And that can be double tranchant. It can be that. It can be the other, because if you go with one man only, or he's able to do good things, or he's able to do bad things. Manna out to Napoli. Manna with the Drughi tattoos here. Juventinità out from Manna. Tognozzi out. And we are speaking about management, people that knew Juve. Allegri out at the end of the year. Danilo out. The ex-Juve, the mission of Giuntoli has been clear. Rabiot out. We cut with the past. We cut with the past. And I will do my project with my men. I will do Cristiano Giuntoli FC. CGFC. And I will do it fast. And that's a big problem. That's a big problem because you are taking a big, huge responsibility. And if it flops, you pay really the consequences a lot, really, really harsh. I think that has been the big mistake of John Elkann, to trust one man only. And if you are looking at the structure that you are putting now in place, you see a Comoli. You see immediately a Juventino with the background, with the history, with the values. Chiellini that will work under him, next to him, with him, not leaving alone. Of course, you have a responsibility, but not leaving alone. Comoli saying, okay, you go here and you choose your entire team. No. You go here, yeah, you're the boss, yes, but I choose who will be the one that will work with you. And it's Chiellini. And then we'll go with the sporting director, more executor than a decisive guy. So it will not be the one that will decide everything and go his way a la cowboy. No. Thinking about Tognozzi back is also another proof of we went too far. So it will be a structure of sporting side with diverse brains and heads to work on football. Meeting, confronting, probably sometimes yelling in that room, not being allied, having different visions. Good, discuss about it, but with one idea. After that meeting is over, we all need to go like that, out of that room with one vision. So the idea of Elkann is, okay, I messed up with one man only. I take the consequences for it, and he took the consequences with opening again the wallet, being ready to even invest more in case of need. Again, and saying, okay, that structure was not working. Maybe Giuntoli in a different position, with more support, with another structure, maybe focusing on what he was doing the best, finding talents, negotiating, bringing talents, that maybe would have had another journey here. But that's not the case. That's not the case. So what can I tell you guys? We made a mistake. We are paying the consequences for it. I'm scared. Like, who said it earlier? I don't remember. Someone said this here. SSS, we will pay the consequences for long. Could be. Hopefully not. I don't believe that we have the opportunity. We don't have the power to change again with a total makeover the entire team. But it's true that today we don't have a team that we think that can compete for the first Scudetto. And that's true. So we will have to go for, I don't know if we will go for quantity or for quality, trying to go for both. The only positive is that we are in Champions League and that we have a bit more margin of execution. But yeah, I understand that. It's true. One environment is not the other one. Gio, grazie Gio. Did Giuntoli really help us financially when you think about the severance pay? Tech, Allegri, the high loans, Chico, Vega, and overpaid players. Look, that's a fantastic, beautiful discussion, Gio. A lot of people are saying, yes, he did a great job financially. I will tell you that he did a great job financially until mid-summer, where it's true that Chesney left, Chiesa left, Rabiot was not renewed, where you went down in salary mass, what was one of the objectives of Cristiano Giuntoli. So on that one, you can say, yes, it's true. But if you're really looking at medium term, what we spent for Kelly, what we have spent in terms of loans for Chico, if we keep him, is he really worth 40 million? If yes, okay, no problem. If not, you have lost a lot, because you will need to replace Chico. The same for Colomwani. If he stays, the last news I have is that there are possibilities for him to stay for the Club World Cup. Not 100% sure. Not 100% sure at the moment. Not 100% sure. So it can happen, but not 100% sure that it will be as easy as we think to keep him one more season. Let's see. Attenzione, attenzione, attenzione. Sam, out of nowhere, comes in, 10 memberships. Now I want the question from our friend Sam. Sam, how happy are you? How happy are you to offer 10 memberships here on the channel? How happy are you at the moment as we speak? I need to understand that. I need to understand how happy Sam is, because he just comes in. He comes, 10 memberships offered. There should be a reason for it, you know? Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Sam. Really appreciate it. Who are the people that are benefiting from the memberships offered by Sam? We have Lucas, Cap, Victor Decano, Luigi Levesque, Marco, Miguel, Bob Anthony O'Connor, Andre Regon, Uri, Projad, and who else? And a name that I cannot pronounce. Sam is saying, you know what, Mbappe, I'm happy because finally I'm awake for life. That's the reason. He's awake for the life. Bravo, Sam. Bravo, Sam. So if you're awake for the life, we'll try to anticipate it a bit earlier the next times. But no, I agree, Gio. Yes and no. Yes and no. I don't think that at the end, if we are drawing the line, we go out of it really well financially. I don't think that he went worse. But it's not that wow financially. Yeah? It's not that wow. You heard about the news of Renato Vega, guys, or not? You know about the news of Renato Vega? Renato Vega that Chelsea called back to London. So it will be the last few hours, the last few days of Renato Vega that will not participate in the Club World Cup with Juve at the moment. Then if tomorrow they take the phone and they found another agreement, that's something that they cannot tell you. But at the moment, it will not be a player that will come with us. And Marseille is already on the player because they would love to have him on loan for next season. I don't know if Chelsea will say yes or no. But what does that mean, guys? What does that mean? If Juventus, they don't push harder, it means that they thought that he was not the one that we wanted to invest a lot of money on. Don't forget, before I read the messages of Mohammed and Ali, don't forget that we have not a lot of slots open anymore. I was talking about it with Monblano this morning, and he made a logic reasoning. Then tell me, guys, what you think about it. But it's true that we have Rugani that is back, Bremer that should be back. Playing with a three-man defense, we have Savona, Kalulu, Cabal, Gatti. We have a lot of players there in defense. A lot of players for three-man defense, for Kelly, bravo Minos. That is a permanent signing. Now, Kostic is not a defender. If you go towards a four-man defense, you could possibly miss one name if we really want. But if you really want to go for one defender, I think that maybe you think twice. Because Chelsea, I heard at a certain moment they wanted 50. Maybe for 40 they would have let him go. Would you have put... You know that you have one choice for a defender. You have one choice for a defender. Between 40-45 million. Would you have gone for Renato Vega? Like, let's say 40 million euro. It's a lot, huh? That, I tell you, I liked. He brought something, Renato Vega, brought something that I was really missing, especially when at a certain moment Gatti was injured, but he brought me something that I was really missing. It was that love for Juve, being happy for Juve, that grinta, that communication with the supporters, involving them, showing, being expressive. So he brought something that I was really missing. And in a four-man defense with Thiago Motta, he was not even doing that bad. Huh? But at a certain moment, he started to make that one mistake per game in average. 1.5 mistake per average per game. Then with Tudor, we saw a different Renato Vega. We saw a Renato Vega playing extremely low, not with this characteristic of going and pushing, where you saw the limits of Renato. It's a pity because I really liked him. By the way, it's the last player at the moment I took a selfie with because I met him at the J Hotel. So when you do selfie with a player, when you have the opportunity to see them, to speak a bit with them, you go and you are emotionally attached with these players. But I tell you that for 40 million euro, I prefer to keep that money waiting for opportunities. At the moment, in terms of center backs, we have enough. We have enough to go to the World Cup. We have Kalulu, that will be back. Gatti. We have Kelly. We have Savona. We have enough. Honestly, we have enough for the competition. Then if you have an opportunity a bit further in the mercato, you can go, especially when you will have decided who is your coach. So no regrets, even if I really like the guy. And Rogani. Mohammed, thank you for a donation. Sorry if you had to wait a bit longer. Mohammed, ciao all. I don't think that Tudor has what it takes to boost the team to another level. We thank him for what he did, but Juve deserves better. I'm thinking how to answer that question. That is a really good, valid opinion. And I know that the supporters are mixed. Honestly, at the moment, if Tudor remains, I don't think that you will see a revolution. A protest, not a revolution. I don't think that you will see a protest from fans ready to burn the shirt, to go with megaphones, Tudor out. I don't think that. There is a respect for Tudor, and to be honest, he's not a bad coach, okay? It's not the worst coach. I know much worse coach than Igor Tudor. So I think that he will be respected if he stays. If he leaves, I don't think that people will cry about it, okay? Look at where I try to go. So staying, people will not celebrate leaving. People will not be depressed. So what are we saying with that message? That indeed, probably, it's not the coach for a high-level Juve, as we intend it to be. Like Comoli said in his first letter, Juventus that is expecting victory, rightfully. So on that one, I agree. On that one, I agree. I said it as well with what we did in terms of messing up with all the leaks on the papers and Conte and Marco Silva and Gasperini. By the way, about Marco Silva, at the moment, it's a name like that, an idea, but it's nothing concrete. So Marco Silva will not or should not come to Juve. For the people that were a bit worried in the last days, that should not be the coach for Juve next season. That's something that I wanted to say for reassuring the people that were a bit scared. Then, the option Pioli. What I can tell you about Pioli is that Pioli is on holiday, enjoying his time in the Maldives, but is enjoying his time in the Maldives with the phone open, with the notifications on, with the phone in his hands, because Pioli would really love to come to Juve. He's a bit pushing, trying to see the opportunities. What are the other clubs on Pioli? Atalanta, Fiorentina. These clubs are also on Pioli as we speak. Of course, he would really love to go to Juve. At the moment, it's a name that is there, but there is no push for him. Big news! Mo just send me that message. Giovanni Albanese is confirming what we knew already, of course. But with Cristiano Giuntoli, also Giuseppe Pompilio and Stefano Stefanelli are leaving. Giuseppe Pompilio, that honestly I saw twice in pictures. Never saw him. Boo. Stefano Stefanelli, if you tell me, Beppe, who is Stefano Stefanelli, I have absolutely no idea what it looks like. If you tell me Tognozzi, I have the face. If you tell me Manna, I have the face. If you tell me Cherubini, I have the face. Arrivabene, I have the face. Nedved, I have, of course, the face. Stefano Stefanelli, I don't know. I really don't know what he looks like. Just to tell you how much I spent time in looking what he was doing, not doing. I don't know. I don't know. It's a pity, huh? It's a pity, huh? I didn't say that Pioli will come. I just tell you that the big wish of Pioli is Juve. Of course, if you can choose to go to Fiorentina, Atalanta, or to Juve, you go to Juve, no? Then, Atalanta is also on Thiago Motta. But there is another team on Thiago Motta as well. Who is that team? Inter. Could be. Their priority is Fabregas, but Inter is on Thiago Motta. No, Juve is not on Thiago Motta anymore. So Inter is also on Thiago Motta. I think it's a B plan if Fabregas would say no, or if he can't, or I don't know. But that's something that we'll speak a bit later in the video, because I have some messages to read first. Ali, grande Ali, thank you, my friend Ali, that is telling us Beppe Giuntoli will be more successful with mid-table club that are willing to wait 4 or 5 years for a result. I think he will never again do the mistake of arriving and doing a total makeover. It's too much. That's the problem when you are thinking that you are... Guys, can you allow me 1 second, because I'm extremely hungry. I feel a bit dizzy, not powerful, because I didn't eat. So let me allow me to take, I don't know, a fruit or banana or something like that. I come in 1 second. Favorite fruit. What is your favorite fruit, guys? Me is banana. I love banana. It's the best. No, I don't know if it was hungry or just feeling a bit not powerful. Kiwi is good. I love kiwi. Pear is good as well. Orange, good. Melon, yeah, but melon you cannot eat like every day. But yeah, it's good as well. Even if I prefer banana. Strawberry. Fruit is good, huh? For the kids at home that are watching, or maybe the parents are watching and the kids are running around. Fruit. Eat fruit. Pineapple I like. Rico is saying maybe the thought of Pioli that made you this. It could be because I don't want Pioli, you know that, huh? My ranking of coaches that I don't want: Mancini. Mancini is bottom. And then you have Pioli that is there somewhere. Even if... No! 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 What a bad news, guys. I come back on you in a second, Ali. Give me a second. I know I already answered that one. No! What a bad news. What a bad news, guys. That's really bad news. There is an interest from Atletico Madrid for Giuntoli after the split with Juve. Mamma mia, what a bad news. What a bad news. What a bad news. Disaster news. This is disaster news. Why? Guys, why? Why is that a disaster news? Bravo. People, they know in the chat already. For this. Because today, and that was a topic that I wanted to speak about in a second, Atletico Madrid is carefully following the developments around Dusan Vlahovic. The exit of Giuntoli does not change the club position without a renewal with a reduction in salary. If Giuntoli goes to Atletico Madrid, guys, the only team, we have one team that is coming in like Continasa and saying, oh, you know, we like the player, we like Dusan Vlahovic. The only one that you cannot come is Giuntoli. You know what he said? You know what they said? The agent, they said to Vlahovic, they said, we don't speak anymore with Giuntoli. We don't want to have any contact with him. Zero. Guys, oh. Call Simeone. Call someone at in Madrid. Call them, explain them the situation. If they want to, I give him for free. No, before it's too late. Sign now. Yeah, guys, give us the symbolic euro now. No. Shh. No. Go to Fiorentina, go to Manchester United, go wherever you want, but not Atletico Madrid after the news of today. No. Cannot be. Be fast, Juve. Don't. How much do you want to pay? 10 million. Okay, fine. It's okay. 9 million is yours. Yeah, but we just said 10. 9 million is yours. No. What a bad news. No face, no case. From Sweden. Thank you, my friend. I don't appreciate rumors Gonzalo Ramos. Not because I dislike him, but because it gives me a sign that might not going well in negotiation with Randall Colomoni. It was also an option in the winter, so Juventus already informed themselves there. I agree with you That's what you probably entered after I said it. I said from what I heard today, the possibilities to have Randall with us in the World Cup are there. At the moment, we are a bit far from having him another season with Juve. So it could be that Juventus is already calling, Damien Comoli is already calling with Paris to check, to have the availabilities. We would love Colomani. What is the price? This is the price, okay. It's a lot for us. Is there another player that could potentially... Gonzalo Ramos is not part of the product. Okay, what's the price? They said 65 without too much blah, 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 blah. They don't want to go with loans. They want 65 cash on the table. And I say Gonzalo Ramos is good. 23 years old. He's a beast. Already showed in Portugal. We see it with Luis Enrique. It's not the type of striker that he likes. He prefers other ones. So probably it was maybe the right club, but not the right coach for him. Like Randall Colomani said, extremely humble. You remember the words where he said, I have absolutely nothing against Luis Enrique. Fantastic person. Fantastic guy. Just like that, it didn't work. Probably because of me, said Colomani. So I think it's also good for him to leave fast. And Gonzalo Ramos, that is Champions League winner, a bit hyped at the moment. He knows that he can leave. 65 for Gonzalo Ramos, I think it's excessive for our situation. I would then prefer to go really for a Voltomada with less money, or for a Colomani that we already tested and is already a player that loves Torino, loves the club, that knows already the environment, the structure. So I agree with no face, no case. Victor, grande Victor. Ciao Beppe, thank you for the donation. Selling Huijsen and getting Kelling for the same price, it was the worst move of Giuntoli. Chiesa for Nico Gonzalez was a giant downgrade. Here I will be unpopular. Extremely unpopular. You cannot take the shortcut Huijsen for Kelly. It's not true. Die. And I don't like the work of Cristiano Giuntoli. So I'm not there to defend him. Absolutely not. If you tell me, Beppe, was it correct? I say it's too late. Should already have happened before. I'm extremely disappointed in Giuntoli. Extremely disappointed. Not even that much for the Mercato. You know what's the biggest point that I regret from Cristiano Giuntoli is the management of the locker room. It was a mess. It was a mess. Different story. We come back on that later. You cannot take the shortcut Huijsen for Kelly. If you go to, what was it, in the summer, and you say, oh guys, Bournemouth, give me Kelly, we give you Huijsen, I will tell you, yeah. He swapped Huijsen and Kelly, but that's not what he did. That's not what he did. He sold Huijsen because of ego, because he never appreciated that he went to Roma. And he said, that's a guy that will never stay with us. At the first occasion, he will leave, like he showed in his career. Youth team of the Netherlands, from the moment that Spain called him, he was gone. Like he showed Frosinone, from the moment that Mourinho called him, he was gone. Bournemouth, one season, from the moment that Real Madrid is calling, he's gone. So it's a player that would never have stayed. But ego, and he says, him out. What I blame him is that the deal was not great, because you know that you have a beautiful player. Like the ones of... No, it's not a swap. I don't care, it's not a swap. I will explain. But Kelly was not even there inside of Juve. Nobody spoke about Kelly. It was not a player that Juventus wanted at that time, or at least they didn't get him to replace Huijsen. That was absolutely the case, because we start with new players that are Cabal, that are Kalulu in defense. Who else joined it in the summer? We had Bremer, we had Gatti. So who else? I don't remember by heart the defenders that we had at disposal. For a four-man defense, don't forget about that. Danilo was still there, even if he was really not in the plans, but they kept him. But guys, we didn't go for Kelly. And I always told you, Savona was there, I always told you, in the winter, the only signing that Juventus plans to do, the only one, is a good striker, is a solid striker. One name. That was the only priority in the month of September. In the month of September, that was the only name that Juventus wanted to do. To complete transfer market 24-25 with other signings in 25-26. What happens is that Bremer injures himself. That Danilo, that Cabal injures himself. And you're obliged to go for 2 defenders plus a striker. You're obliged to go. But it's not because you need more players that suddenly your budget increases. So, you cannot imagine that two of your defenders will have an ACL season over, plus your captain that could have given something that would totally not, that you will never find a way to involve him or whatever. So you cannot imagine that in September. So not to defend Giuntoli, but this is not a swap. You cannot say it's a swap. And we try for other players first. So it was not even the first choice, Kelly. Let's be honest. We tried for Araujo. Luckily, it didn't come. We tried for Tomori. We tried for, I think we tried for Hansko. We tried for every player on earth before being obliged after securing Renato Vega on loan. And we said we need someone. And we were obliged. Danso, we tried for Danso from Lens, Bravo, Felix. And then at the end, you go for Kelly, which you know it, we spoke about it, let's not lie, I didn't want Kelly, I didn't understood it, I was pissed off because I wanted the defender on the 3rd of January, and he arrived on the 3rd of February, so we waited the last second of the last day of transfer market. Don't tell me it's a swap. You cannot say it's a swap, because it's wrong, it is wrong. It's not. We can blame him for a million things. We can blame him for bringing Kelly. That's not the problem. You can blame him. You can blame him for selling Huijsen, not at the right price, not with a good deal, not keeping him. You can blame for everything. You cannot blame him for Calafiori. Calafiori was actually one thing that would have gone extremely well because he found the agreement with Bologna. Bologna, can you blame them? The guy having the miracle summer with Italy, with the Aura. Arsenal is coming. You cannot compete. That's the reality. You cannot compete. Can you blame it to Giuntoli? No, you cannot blame. And by the way, luckily, because you remember that in the summer, some people thought it was an excuse, but in the summer, I told you a backstage story that Juventus, while observing, studying Calafiori, the doctors, they said, pay attention because we are not 100% sure about the physical condition. I told you that. People said, it's an excuse because we are far away from Calafiori. You're trying to find excuses. Look at how many games he missed at Arsenal. Maybe we were lucky there to go out of the race. Who is today? Tell me the truth before I go to another topic, because we have the message of Osama, of Fabian and Lorenzo. Who is today really depressed of saying we missed out on Calafiori? I'm not. No. So 50-50 in the chat. Good, huh? I'm not. If he's injured at Arsenal, imagine how much he would have been injured at Juve. With our disaster situation with J Medical. Imagine. Luckily. Then if you tell me Chiesa for Nico, it was a giant downgrade. I believe that if you compare both players at their peak, Chiesa is stronger. If you tell me that the price that we pay for Nico, I think that it's a mistake. I always said that. Too much. That was absolutely overvalued. Atalanta, they wanted to give 25 for Nico. We go with 38. Overpaid. Then, I don't regret Chiesa at all. I'm super happy that he has gone. Super happy. If you look at the season that he had at Liverpool, you know that it's a player that is still not totally recovered. Mentally, physically, I don't know. But it's a player that is not recovered at all. Then maybe next season he will be ready after, but it's a player that we needed. That already, it's already third year. No, guys, don't believe in it's only Motta, not Giuntoli. Don't believe in that. The coach in Italy decides zero. Can give his opinion. Motta always said, I don't want to work with him. But it's Giuntoli that decides. If Giuntoli says you will work with him and you will shut up, Thiago Motta will work with him and he will close his mouth. Because Giuntoli is the boss, not Thiago Motta. So he can give his opinion. And I know that Thiago didn't want to work it with him. But I can tell you that Chiesa was not appreciated by a lot of people at Juve. I'm happy that he's gone. Not zero regrets for Chiesa. And then you see the results of this year. No. Guys, he was done. It was over with Chiesa. He couldn't run. We saw it. We spoke about it. I don't agree with 20% is better than Nico and Chico. Yes, he played 5 games in Premier League in the season. Are we joking or not? Seriously. He will not come, and I would not love him to come. It's over. And then you saw how happy he was. He goes to Liverpool, he's happy. Now he regrets. I would come back to Juve. I would come back to Napoli. I would come back to Milan. It's smart. And now he likes everyone. Die. And then I never received a contract offer. It's true, at a certain point he didn't receive a contract offer. Why? Because he wanted more. It was public. It was sure. Everyone knew. Now, then, if you tell me, Beppe, Chiesa or Nico Gonzalez, speak for him. Chiesa. As a player. Skillful, Chiesa. That's fact. Yeah, but Chiesa, Euro 2020, that's the problem, guys. Chiesa 2020. That's the only thing. Chiesa 2020. And with Pirlo at Juve. Next to Dybala, next to Ronaldo. Don't forget about that. Yeah, 4 years. 4 years ago, Frederick, because it's 2020, but it was played in 2021. It's the only season. It's the only season that he did well. The only season that he did well with Juve. And in his career, post-Fiorentina. That's the reality. I know it hurts because you like him, because he's Italian, because Spaghetti Mafia. I know all of that. I know that for a lot of Italian, it was your first big trophy and probably your last one, because I don't see Italy doing well in the near future against Spain. Kubarsi-Huisen in the back, Yamal up front, Fabian Ruiz in the middle. Attenzione! France with Dembélé, with Désiré Doué, with Mamma Mia. Mbappe, that a lot of people are disrespectful at the end, didn't do that bad in a disaster season of Real Madrid for them, for their standards. Guys, Portugal, not bad in terms of Vitinha, João Neves. If Portugal, probably I will lose now like 10 subscribers. If Portugal, they get rid finally of Cristiano Ronaldo, they could finally do something. And then Leao needs to pay attention as well, because Leao is not always. But it's the reality. I don't see Italy. I really don't see Italy doing well in the next coming years. If they qualify to the World Cup, I will be happy, of course, because I support Italy. But no, but it's the reality. Federico Chiesa, after, what else did he do in his career? I don't know. Anyway, thank you, Victor. Osama, thank you, my friend. We have too many center backs, but the quality in the position is lacking. Bremer is elite. Kalulu and Gatti are rotational quality at best. Oof. On Gatti, I know where you are coming from. And kind of in a top Juve from the center backs history that we have, I agree with you. I really enjoyed Kalulu. I really enjoyed Kalulu. And as a right back that unfortunately didn't play too much. And also as a center back, my opinion. Rotational quality at best is big. First time called up by l'Équipe de France. It's young player still. No, I don't agree on. I don't share your opinion on Kalulu. On Gatti, I can understand. Even if I believe that Gatti will always have something that other players do not have. That will and that strength of overcoming obstacles and to become better every single time. So I would not be surprised that Gatti will always start, like in the back, hidden, not in the starting lineup. And at the end, because of that power, that grinta, that will, he will play a lot. Maybe more than other ones. Like he did this season. So, but I can understand. Fabian, ciao Fabian, ciao grande, ciao a te, thank you. Do you think we will sign someone in this mercato session? Saluti dall'Alto Adige. I don't think so, my friend. I think Max, we can go with Colomani on loan. Conceição, we need to understand Conceição, what will happen with him. I don't think so. Unfortunately, I don't think so. Realistically, guys, the only one that could potentially be signed now, there is one name potentially that you can have and reinforce your team. One name that is not a player on, let's say, not a player on loan, so a player that is not Juve related at the moment. There is one name. You can have him tomorrow if you want. Tomorrow. Even tonight. Yeah. Ferraz said it. Jonathan David. Why? Player that you already have contact since really long with old management and also the new management said we need to continue to investigate, to pay attention to him. So Jonathan Davis is that player. Is a player that you can go. If you finalize, if you agree, he can come tomorrow. And that I can say maybe that could be the player, but you cannot miss. Antonio Conte said it one time, taking a joke over from Pantaleo Corvino, because it's not. So he gave the credit. He gave the credit. He said you can miss or you can do a mistake in choosing your wife, but you cannot do a mistake in choosing the striker and the goalkeeper. So that's also one of the difficulties. Do you remember that sentence that he said? He said, I have a great friend that is sporting director in Italy, Pantaleo Corvino, that always said, you can be wrong in choosing your wife, but not in choosing the striker and the goalkeeper. Is right. Juventus, they cannot allow themselves, especially after Dusan Vlahovic, to be wrong on the striker. So if there are possibilities for Gyökeres, wait and check. If there is a possibility for Voltomade that is growing, that can be cheaper, wait. Because Jonathan David, at the end, you will still have to pay a bonus at the signature. It's a bigger salary already. So you cannot be wrong. But if really that's the one that you believe, go for him tomorrow. Otherwise, I don't believe that some other players will come. Lorenzo, grazie Lorenzo. Ciao Beppe, ciao a te. What do we think? 5-pen deduction for Inter or 0? Grazie as always, Forza Juve. Now, you know that there has been that big scandal that came out. It's not something new. Huh? It's absolutely not something new. It's something that has been put in the light again by Report. It's a kind of investigation show in Italy. They are known for sometimes trash investigation. They are also known for not going that much in detail in everything, to have some incorrect things. But of course, Inter you know, in a few words, without entering the details, when you finish the league, for the season after, you need again to subscribe to Serie A, okay? And to subscribe to Serie A, to participate, you know, like it's you need to give guarantees that you have the money to be able to compete, etc., etc. The problem is that according to the rumors, you know that I don't like to go in the mess of other clubs because we already have our own problems, but according to the rumors, it said that one of their, I don't know, owners, I don't know, Lion Rock, they took themselves back. They had like 31%, if I'm not wrong. They took themselves back, and Inter didn't have the guarantee because you know how much depth they have. They didn't have the guarantee enough to actually subscribe to Serie A. And they didn't communicate about the fact that the partner was gone for 3 long years. Some people are saying that Federazione Italiana Gioco Calcio knew about it. Some people are saying, no, they didn't know. I don't know, but they didn't communicate. How is it possible? But if you avoid saying these kind of things that are happening, it's not legal. You're lying. So a lot of people are saying that Inter didn't have the rights because they didn't have the enough guarantees with all the debts that they have to actually subscribe to Serie A. So they couldn't even participate to the Serie A. One of them, by the way, they won. So it's a huge, big scandal that has already been brought to light a few months ago, but of course, in Italy, nobody's speaking about it. I saw the message from Marcello that is saying it's a big scandal in Italy. No, it's not a big scandal in Italy because nobody's speaking about it. If you're looking in France, everyone was tweeting about it. The big accounts, huge accounts, from 4 million subscribers on Twitter. So everyone is reporting the news. In Italy, Tutto Sport spoke about it. The rest, so, it was a question. No, in Italy, nobody cares. But anyway, I don't want to speak too much about that part of Inter now. Let's see what will happen. I think, as usual, nothing. I'm used to Inter since long. Claude, thank you, my friend from Canada. Ciao, Beppe. I missed many lives. No. This is for Inter losing 5-0 in the final. Thank you. Still today, this keeping a smile on my face. Me too, by the way. Ciao, Claude. No, me too. I'm super happy. You know that, and I will repeat it, I believe, until the end of my life. That one, in that fashion, in that way, 5-0, the how, and could have been 9-0. I don't know if you rewatched the game. I watched the game again. I enjoyed it again. It was not enough one time, and I will watch it again. When I feel a bit depressed, I will put that video on. When I feel not good, when I am... Video, Paris Saint-Germain, Inter. Could have finished 9-0 easily. They lost the game at the kickoff with that strategy. Put the ball away there. Show that we are pressing. Could have been much, much, much more. Much more. So, no, it's unforgettable. Again, at the moment, I tell you, at the moment, guys, they're still a bit hiding. Now they went on the topic Inzaghi. They try to forget, but at the moment they are not coming on my mentions. At the moment they prefer not, because they know, they are aware that it's something that will be there for life. When they speak, now we can use the same techniques as them. When I was trying to go with an argument, they were telling me Asensio è finito. Shh. Be humble. You never win in Europe. Guys, this one is worse. Now you can say Mayulu. 5-0. Calma. Disaster. What a shame. Guys, you know what? Earlier on today, I wanted to go to the grocery. I go out of my home. I close the door. Who you know who I see in front of? Totally alone there. Totally alone of my home. Who did I see? Who knows? So I go out of my home to go to the grocery. Who is there? Totally alone. There. He was standing there alone. Who? Who can tell me? Guys. Tell me. I'm sure you know. No, it was not an Interista. No. Guys. It was Hakimi. He was there alone, unmarked. Nobody was there. He was there alone, and boom, 1-0. He was there alone in front of my house. I'm sure if you go out, guys, you will see he's there alone, totally unmarked. He was Hakimi, guys. Seriously, he was there alone in front of my door. Now you get it. Mamma mia, before it enters your brain, mamma mia. Was Hakimi, he was alone, totally alone. I don't know how it's possible. He was there. Boom, tap in. Mamma mia. That 1-0 that I didn't even celebrate enough. That 1-0, I was scared. Until the fourth goal, I didn't celebrate. I celebrate, yes, but calma. I was stressed. The best hate watch of my life. I don't know if maybe I have a spot for a tattoo. SSS, thank you, my friend. How accurate? Thank you for the donation. How accurate the news that a report that was released today about Inter getting funds from fake sources during the Chinese. But we just spoke about it. SSS, can you please tell me if you listened to my explanation, because it was before that, I didn't read your donation, but I think that I gave you a recap of a bit what happened. Take it with calma. Because, again, at the end, nothing will happen. Attenzione! They are back. The Interisti are back. The Interisti are back in my mentions. Mamma mia, I was asking for it. How long? So Saturday we are. Sunday 1 day. Monday 2 days. Tuesday 3 days. 3 days. Oh, the first one, he came out. What did he say? So I said, Juve and Milan Twitter tweeting the exact same post since Saturday. Not sure when this will stop, but I like it. That's what I said. It will stop when your teams will start to play again. That's his answer. Looking for the answer. I don't know. The first that came in mind. Nah, it's not a good answer. We can do better. We can do better. Guys, help me. The answer, because that's historic, and that's my first reply to an Interista after the 5-0. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I need better, guys. A bit better. Guys, help me before we go to the other topics. Is that a good one? I like that one. I like that one. I like that one. I cannot copy it. Wait. Voila. It's gone. It's gone. We have news. We have news. We have news, guys. But first, let me read the comments. Ali, thank you, my friend. Beppe, is it fair to say that Giuntoli choices were encouraged by Elkan, focusing on the financial aspect? No. 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 I saw these theories from some people that are defending Giuntoli about, yeah, but he didn't want to do that. No. That it was an objective of the club, absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. That he spent a lot, it's true, and that he had to sell also to be able to fund it also, because I always defended when people were saying, yeah, but 200 million. First of all, it was not 200, it was 160 in the summer, not 200, first of all. But also we sold a lot to be able to fund that. So it's true that you had financial problems, but that's something that he knew before coming to Juve. Otherwise, if you can't, if you don't want to, you don't come to Juve. Then, yes, you have an objective to decrease the salary cap, one. Two, that you cannot spend like you are Manchester City or Paris Saint-Germain. It's a reality, but these are things that you already know. You had 1 year to work on your project, and you only decided to go with a mega revolution. Only you. You could have gone with 4 players the first year. Qualitative, good players, 4 players. You decided to go with a in one season, summer, winter, 16 new faces, including, of course, 3 next gen. Otherwise, it would have been 13. It's a lot, huh? Nobody asked him to do that. No. I don't agree that the choices were made because of the financial focus. Yes, but then in that frame, he was the one that had the key to do what he wanted to do. Of course, decreasing the salary mass. Of course, paying attention to the finances. But no. Nobody told him what to do then, respecting these 2 parameters. No. I don't agree. If you know that you are limited in this and this and this, then you plan differently. You don't go with a mega revolution. Matthew, thank you, my friend. Beppe, would you be happy going in the next season with Colomoni? Yeah, I like Colomoni. Yeah. Then if you tell me that there is a possibility to go for Gyökeres, I take. But if you tell me it's Colomoni, I'm happy. Is he the best striker, the best player of the world? No. But I really like Colomoni. I really like. I would be happy. Yeah, with Colomoni I would be happy. Absolutely, yes. Pay attention because there is a news, the one of Mohamed, that is reporting Juve News 24. The journalist Luca Marchetti from Sky Sport has provided an update on the future of Igor Tudor, the Juve coach whose stay in Bianconeri is increasingly more likely. Every day, the position of Tudor grows stronger. Another change could destabilize more. Okay. With Tudor, it is a safe bet because he reached the objective. Either Juve has a coach in hand that could convince Comoli or Chiellini, or the chances of Tudor increase more. It means nothing. Guys, is that an update? The update is telling me every day the position of Tudor is increasing more and more and more. Okay? Since when? Since when exactly is it increasing? Did Comoli already met him in La Continental? I don't think so, because Comoli is not yet in Torino, no? So when did they meet? Why? Why is he increasing? For what reason? What did he do on Monday to increase his position? Exactly. Explain me. Or today. What did they do actually? Then they are saying another change could give or can take stability away, because it is already a not stable environment with a lot of changes. So another change on top could create more damages than good. Okay. So you don't want to change because you have at least one that reached the top 4. It's a safe bet. Okay. And then they are telling me either Juve has a coach in hand that could convince Comoli or Chiellini, or the chances of Tudor are increasing. So you're telling me actually every day Tudor's chances are increasing because you don't want to change. But if there is a coach actually at the end that is convincing Comoli or Tudor, then or Chiellini, they can change. It means no. What kind of update is that, guys? What can I tell you? How can I report you something? I don't get it. I seriously don't get it. Tell me you, guys, if this is something that you say, okay, now I know. Now I know. Lippi spoke about Chiellini and Tacchinardi gave an advice to Chiellini on Tutto Sport. let's see. So Chiellini has a new role. Okay, great. First of all, it's not Marcello Lippi, but it's Davide Lippi. That is his agent and friend. Pay attention. It's not Marcello Lippi, but Davide Lippi, that is the son, of course, of Marcello. So Davide Lippi said, Giorgio, I know him since he was 16. He made some evaluations. He knows perfectly that there is a lot of work, but there is nothing that is easy. So it's not easy, but nothing is easy in life, especially at Juve. In particular at Juve, nothing is easy, but also at Napoli last season, nothing was easy. It's the culture of work that at the end will solve everything. Chiellini is one that is a brain man, one that is thinking, one that is studying, a person of a great value, a great level, and he will give the maximum. On that, I can put my hand in fire. Also, this new opportunity, he will do it with a lot of will, with a lot of study, with a lot of caution, with a lot of attention. But why is he speaking about Napoli? He's saying, I never saw a Scudetto won in Napoli. I have to admit that I have been extremely impressed, and I hope that I can participate to a lot of other Scudetto celebrations in the city. Why is he speaking about Napoli? Oh, it makes zero sense, but I don't get it. Anyway, we don't care. We don't care. Here, Tacchinardi. Giorgio, a small advice. So there is a sponsor for Chiellini, it is Alessio Tacchinardi, that on Instagram wrote, Grande Giorgio Chiellini. Auguri, so congratulations for your new job. Super deserved. You are really beautiful with your suit and tie. But I prefer you like in the picture as a gladiator, strong, ambitious, a lion that put the blood for our Juve, that was actually putting his blood there for our Juve. When you arrived from the first training sessions, I understood that you would have become una bandiera, so a loyal one that is staying there forever, of that club. Because you had the values that I really enjoyed, that I liked. Not doing the phenomenal, but a lot of humility, being humble. Testa bassa, so heads down, and working, pedalare. Giorgio, a small advice. From the first training sessions, make sure that the team have these values, because Juventus needs to come back a winning Juve. It's beautiful, huh? A beautiful, beautiful text from Alessio Tacchinardi. Really beautiful text from Tacchinardi. Said you are beautiful with your suit and tie. Beautiful, but I prefer how you are in that picture. We all know which picture he's speaking about. The one as a gladiator, a fighter, the one that is leaving the blood for Juve, giving everything. When you arrived in the beginning, when I was there, I saw immediately that you would have been one that stayed at Juve, because you had the same values, the values that I love. The one that is not a or doing the phenomenon, someone humble, working hard, immediately. And the advice is, from the first immediate training session, when you will be there, you will watch, when you will see, make sure that these guys have the same values as you had when you arrived as a kid. Because Juventus needs to come back as a winning one. Beautiful, really beautiful text. Bravo. I appreciated that one. Bravo, 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 Alessio Tacchinardi. Chapeau. I like. Oh, did you see that, guys? Maybe. Did you see that when it was official that Pippo Inzaghi left, Gazzetta dello Sport, that's the picture that they have chosen. Inzaghi Inter, it's over. The coach has decided he will go in Arabia. That's the picture that they have chosen. And a few minutes later, they changed the picture in this. So, what happened? I will tell you what happened. Article, because I don't know if you know how it works in a redaction like that. Not someone is doing everything. So it's not the one that is writing the article that is also putting the title, that is also putting the picture. You have the one that is writing the article. You have someone that is un titolista, someone that is writing the title. And then you have the ones that are putting the picture, because they have a database of pictures, Getty images, etc., etc. So they can go with database. And to choose a picture of Inzaghi, you are not obliged to put the big head redactor or someone. You can put especially now that it's nearly the summer, you can put a student there and you tell him put a picture of Inzaghi. Or maybe there was a Juventino that was there around. So they write the article. They send it, redactor is reading it, okay, I put the title on, I will do whatever I want here. Inzaghi, Inter, it is over. And then they send it, okay, put a picture of Inzaghi. The first one that you find is great. The guy, he's saying, oh, Inzaghi. Oh, he's saying goodbye to everyone. He's saying goodbye. Let's take that picture. Saying goodbye, it's a beautiful picture. They put it on. Boom, push. Publish, that one goes away, and then they realize that 5 is actually a picture, guys. It's a picture that can be seen as a bit controversial one. So I can imagine in it's the same. In Gazzetta head office, there at the moment that when they realize that it's online, when they see Inzaghi like that, someone say, "What are you doing? Who did that?" Is it crazy? Change the picture immediately. Change. We cannot. We need to defend our partner. We need to defend Inter. Nah, you're crazy. We cannot go with that picture. Oh, the law for Inter until the end. We need to be the cheerleaders of Inter. We cannot change it. Put that. That is better. Like, this is better. No, guys. You are joking, but I'm sure it was like that. Huh? I'm sure it was. Convinced it was like that. They put that, and then someone flipped there, an Interista. What are you doing? No. We are already that humiliated. We cannot accept that. Change. Fast. That's what happened. Crazy. Beppe, would you? I already answered that one. Mohamed, 22 months. Thank you, my friend. Do you still believe we will get new players before? I already answered that question earlier. I said I don't think so. If there is one real new name that could come before the Club World Cup, it is probably Jonathan David. If really we want to go for him, then it's him. If he decides fast. Okay, so if he wants to go to the Club World Cup, if he wants to participate, he needs to decide fast. Or Inter or Juve. Fast. That's the only player that I see today possible. People are telling me that Modric tomorrow could be a Milan player. I don't know. I didn't receive that information. Apparently yes. Di Marzio said it breaking. Milan are confident that Modric will sign for them tomorrow. Chapeau. Is that the player that I wanted to start back with? No. Guys, what Mirko Nicolino is reposting actually something. He said Maurizio Scanavino, the CEO of Juve, on the 13th of May, so we are speaking about 3 weeks ago, he said in front of microphones when there was that kind of, there was an event and he spoke to the microphones. He said, we are planning the future together with Giuntoli. When we spoke about it, I told you, don't believe in any words. It's a pity, yeah? I tell you the truth, it's a pity that when it's about players, about mercato, about these kind of things, of course you will not play open cards, but there is a way of dribbling. But if at the end it arrives systematically, I'm not sure if it's a good thing, honestly. No? Because I remember, Sarri will be our coach next season. Of course, 100%. I remember Pirlo. I remember so many. Like, no, for sure. Thiago Motta, we continue with him until the end of the season. Attenzione. Apparently, Hakimi scored 1-0. Let's check if it's offside. It's not offside. No. New member, Sam. Thank you, my friend. Really, really appreciate it. Sam that became a member. Attenzione. No, it's that. Oh, guys. It's not me, huh? It's exactly the time. Today it's bomba. He was pissed off, huh? Max. He was pissed off, huh? Against Giuntoli. I'm sure that Max is now enjoying that official communication. But anyway, it's past. It's the past. We need to move on. From Max, we need to move on. From Giuntoli, now we need to think about the future. No. Absolutely not. RD, thank you. Things are happening now that might change Inter for a while. It could end up with them playing against teams like Reggiana and Modena next season. Look, if I believed in Italian sporting justice, I would have told you yes. I don't believe in Italian sporting justice. So I will tell you no. Nothing will happen, unfortunately. I would love to tell you yes, huh? I cannot. How can I, guys? I cannot. So no. We already spoke a bit about it earlier. Not too much, but no. What can happen is that they could potentially collapse. Because first of all, it will be huge to digest that post 5-0, that post 24-25, where they had 0 trophies on 4. It will be really difficult to digest, first of all. Then, another problem could be that if you change totally philosophy, going from Inzaghi, where you already started planning, Mercato, apparently they already officialized, Luis Enrique, not the coach, the player from Marseille. So they had their plans that were totally made. If you go from Inzaghi to Fabregas or even Thiago Motta, it's a total different way of thinking, of playing. So you need to change a lot, guys, You need to change a lot, guys, Trust me, Because I see a lot of people excited of Fabregas. Good coach, But are they able to support him immediately from year one in changing all the plans? Because Inter, from coach perspective, at the moment, could potentially be totally different. If they want to give continuity because they believe in the work done in the last 3 years, yeah, but even the Zerbi and Fabregas, they are totally different philosophy of playing style. They coming from Conte to Inzaghi and going to one of these coaches, I will not say it too loud, but I'm not sure if it will work immediately from day one. Look, Simeone could be a continuity of Inzaghi. Not the same style of playing, but Simeone, he knows Inter, he has a lot of experience in the back. He can play that style as well as another and adapting, moving gradually. De Zerbi is a terrorist of football with his idea. And I think that Fabregas is kind of also one that is one vision and we go. So, I hope they take the worst choice. I would love. You cannot imagine how much I will enjoy if they mess up. But on the other side, Inzaghi staying, he was smart to not to stay. He knew that at the first loss in Serie A, they would have put him in the middle of the Piazza Duomo without Pent there. So, Schira is reporting apparently that Stefano Pioli is the main target, but that's I would love to use the Nico Schira. No surprise and confirmed here on the channel like in the beginning of the live and yesterday as well. So Stefano Pioli is Fiorentina main target for the coach role. Ready a contract until 2027. Pioli story with Al Nassr is ending as revealed last week. So I told you at the moment he's in the Maldives, knowing that there are 3 clubs on him. Seriously, Fiorentina, as you see. I think he already coached Fiorentina, so it will be a comeback for him. In a team that is playing Europe as well. Then there is Atalanta, as I told you, and there are some voices far away. But for Pioli, I would love that they sign him as soon as possible. So if they go for Pioli, we just need one other to. It's Mancini. Send him to Atalanta. No? Thiago Motta to Inter. Mancini to Atalanta, Pioli to Fiorentina, and then I can live with other names. No, I said Marco Silva will. It's not strong voice. It's an idea there, but it's not a strong voice. At today, then tomorrow everything can change. I always said that the mercato is crazy. They are trying to bring back Maldini at Milan. Maldini, what he would love to, and he's trying with some people to work on it, but it's really difficult. He would love to buy Milan, to be owner of Milan. But it takes a lot of time. It's not working at the moment. It's a bit difficult, but that would be his ultimate dream, to be owner of Milan. But they are trying to bring him back, but it will be extremely difficult because they put him out of Milan for no reason. But maybe with Tare, with Allegri, they would love. No, but he will not come to Juve, which is a real pity because I like Maldini. And maybe, he could have fulfilled his dream. We know it, huh? His dream has always been Juve as a kid. There are no. I tell you guys, at the moment it's the reality, yeah? It was Conte. Let's be honest. It was Conte. Point. After Conte, they could have been a fast contact for it's 2-0. We missed it. It's 2-0 for Paris Saint-Germain. We missed it. For Gasperini, but it was really like, okay. No. You saw it, up, down immediately. So at the moment, really, there are no coaches. This week, now we start. Maybe they have, I hope they have a list of coaches in mind. I'm sure they have coaches in mind, but they will not tell you. Nobody knows at the moment. So it's waiting. I tell you, the priority is to make sure that we have enough players to go to the Club World Cup. No, Pirlo is announced. Pisa. Pirlo will be a Pisa coach. You know that the sporting director, from what I heard, is not even the biggest priority. Yeah? Decision about the coach, players this week, that needs to be done this week. Decision about the players, I mean, who stays, who we can negotiate to have from loan, who not. So sporting director can even wait. That's what I heard, because Comoli has already been sporting director in his. It doesn't need to be formed. He knows how to do. What's the difference between Comoli today in doing the transfer market or a new one that never worked at Juve, like Massara? Or there is no. At the moment, he can speak with Chiellini and say, okay, that's the one that we want. We want Colomoni, let me call. I know how it works. I know Paris Saint-Germain. Let me call in French. We go. Let's go. We don't need Massara to do that. If we want Colomoni. Who do we want? Renato Vega, we don't want. I will call Chelsea. I will tell, take your player there back. Is that the player that we want? What's the name there? Jonathan David. Is that the player? We sure. Yeah. Let me call the agents. I know them. I think. Tognozzi is not yet active. No. Did you see Tognozzi presented? I didn't see him. Okay, guys. I know that you are a lot, and it's strange for me to stop, but instead of milking and taking it further and further, I think it's a good evening, no? Do you have urgent questions that you want to go through that we didn't speak about? I'm not even sure if I will do another live this evening. Except if bomba. Maybe I come with a video. No, tonight is 1 hour, guys. Then I continue. Giovanni Albanese said, Napoli gave up on Jonathan David. And I can tell you that Juve is the first Italian club to be present in the run for the striker. They will need to do a big sacrifice on the bonus at the signature. Juventus on David, they really want to go on him full power. Giovanni Albanese. I keep saying it, huh? Guys, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I don't understand football or not. Jonathan David is a good player. Yeah. I still don't have that vibe. Am I the only one? Am I the only one? It's a good player. I don't see him as my first striker. I don't know, guys. He's a good player. I'm not saying he's not a good player. And he progressed a lot this year, and I would be happily welcome him at Juve. But I don't see him as my main man there. I don't see him. Boo. I didn't say that I don't want David. No, because then you will change. Then in 1 year, when he will be a superstar and he will have scored 35, you will tell me, Beppe, you didn't want him. That's not what I said. I said at the moment I'm not 100% sure, convinced. That's not the first name that comes in mind since long. I see his progression. I see his goals. I see him maturing. I see why not, you know. But it's still not the one that I see. Well, I don't know. And I said that before Colomwani and before. I still don't know. You tell me he can play as a false nine. As long as he can play as a real player, I'm happy. Yeah? I know, because Vlahovic as well, he plays as a false nine, unfortunately. That's the problem. He should play as a real nine. I already saw a lot of people playing as a false nine. Die. Bomba or no bomba? But tomorrow is a new day. Okay, now we will finish with a game. We'll finish with a game. Okay, give me tomorrow. You are there in La Continassa. Damien Comoli arrives. What is the first thing that you tell him as an advice, huh? Or as an advice, or a wish, or a question? Don't tell me bonjour. Huh? Of course, bonjour is what is the first thing that you tell him? Ara, if he comes and you say marketing, he will look at Lou like that and he will say, okay, that's not the question, guys. Win for Mufid. Thanks and good night. I know that Rina, for a mysterious reason, it's already 3 days that he's hating on Comoli. But I don't know why. I see her or him, I don't know, hating on. But I never saw the reason. I just saw hate. Get Tognozzi, good one. Play high pressing football as a must. Usually I would tell you, why are you telling that to him? But in his interviews, he says a club is defined also by the way that we are playing, the identity of play. So it could be a question for him, a good one. Smile for Gazzetta. Is that the question that you would ask him? I would not ask him that. Fix the injuries. A good one. Tell Chico to pass. If he stays. For what? What did I do? Thank you, Sasa. But he already... No. He already answered. No? You remember when we were asking the question, for what? He answered, Damien. Victory. You know what I would ask, maybe? When he goes with, I will dedicate my experience to Juventus with the ultimate goal of achieving victory, just as Juventus is meant to, and as our fans rightfully expect. I would ask him, when? How long? This year? Next year? When? Important, huh? If he tells me 3 years and we win the Coppa Italia, I tell you, Damian, don't enter. Don't enter. La Condirasa, you didn't understand the DNA, the history, the identity. If you tell me 3 years and we win the Coppa Italia, we have a problem. If he tells me 3 years and we win the Champions League, I tell you, okay, I can be patient. If you tell me 3 years and we win the Scudetto, I say no. Faster. Faster. No, but it's important, huh? Ciao Alessio. So, no, but guys, don't focus too much on players. Players, it's the rest. Players is the rest. Players. Players. Look here. 3 years are too much. And then I hear, if we win the Champions League in 3 years, I would be the happiest man in the world. No. He's not gone. You saw it in the official communication. He's not gone. He's CEO. Then, I always told you, in September, October, when the mandate will be gone, let's see what will happen. They could be a double CEO with Damien Comoli doing actually the same thing. You have that, a double CEO split it in some companies. Or it could be that there is a change and that Scanavino will go to another journey in the Exor group. Could be, because we have a lot of things to do. Maybe he can go to Ferrari, I don't know. It's time. Attenzione! 38,234. Aye. Grande. Share the channel. I didn't even ask for likes, but so if you want to, it's now the moment to like the channel, to like the video. Let me again say thank you to all the people that contributed also more to the channel than just watching or just with a like. Aman, thank you for 43 months. Thank you, Kanan, 34, 35, 14. Thank you for the donation, SSS. Thank you, Nur, Amir, Gio847, Mohamed. Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Sam. No face, no case. Victor Decano. Osama. Thank you, Fabian. Thank you, Lorenzo. Claude. SSS again. Ali again. Matthew from USA. Mohamed Al-Hosani, 22 months. Sam Bronze for the very first time. Thank you, my friend. Hardy Ledzan. A loyal one on the channel since years and years and years and years. Thank you to all of you for the maximum of support. You are incredible. Coming back in 50 minutes, let me say, let me see if my wife is still loving me or not. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't anymore, because I'm a bit a lot live. Ultimately, if there is a bomba, I go with a video. or with a mini live. Otherwise, we see each other tomorrow. Grazie, forza, Juve.